Hello everyone! The 39th episode of Skibidi Zombie Universe came out just now. Let me tell you that it actually made me really happy, because Skibidi didn't leave us but actually stayed alive, although a certain price was paid for that. And what price it was, I'll tell you in this video, as well as reveal to you all the secrets and Easter eggs that you could have missed on your own. What is the true power of the purple core, and what consequences will its wearer face for using it? And will it be possible to cure zombie virus at all with it? Why is Red Drillman back, and what does he want from the Knight and Plungerman? If you want to know the answers to all these questions, then get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because I saved the craziest part for later. Let's go! But before I'll start digging into episode 39, let me remind you real quick about the events of the previous episode so you won't get too confused about what has actually been going on. So in the previous episode, the police mutant transformed into a powerful cyber soldier after being upgraded by the Hephaestus core that he used in order to keep his friends alive. And he knew perfectly well that he wasn't going to survive this fight because he didn't have additional power sources to fuel the Hephaestus core, so it would be his life the core would take in the end. But he decided to sacrifice himself for the friends anyways and show what a real Chad he was. He faces off against petrified giants guarding the Atlantis core while using his new abilities, such as the futuristic shield and laser blasts, which were good enough to fend them off. Despite his best efforts, though, the giants regenerate just like the petrified TV men, making it nearly impossible to defeat them or even keep them at the distance. So the police mutant orders plungerman to take the Atlantis core, realizing that it is the key to their mission's success or survival of the remaining members of their squad. And the police mutant himself shoots through the stone guards of this cave, which quickly opens the path for plungerman, who aims to get the purple core. Then he battles numerous stone guardians, ultimately managing to destroy several of them with his heavy hammer weapons. However, he faces a formidable challenge when one of the giants attacks him with a purple laser which the mutant manages to absorb before retaliating. As the Atlantis core feels threatened, it summons all its remaining guardians, leading to a really fierce battle. Meanwhile, plungerman eventually reaches the core and takes it, which leads to triggering painful flashbacks from his own past when he was a human experimented on, and also visions of future tragedies, including the possible demise of the Knight and G-Man. The episode ends on the pretty tragic note as the police mutant sees that he failed to save his little bro Skibidi, who gets fatally wounded and infected by zombie virus by the Black Mamba drillman who is concealed as the fake speaker woman all this time. And episode 38 ends with a really heartbreaking scene where the police mutant and Skibidi lie together, who are both about to face grim fates, while plungerman is left to decide their future and his connection to the Alliance as he is holding the precious purple core. Okay. So now when your memory is refreshed and you're all set and ready, episode 39 is already on your screens. But before I'll dive into actual analysis, let me remind you to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content I'm making, because I really appreciate your support. Okay, so if you are subscribed now, let's get back to the episode. So after a short period of hesitation, plungerman actually makes his decision. And of course he wants to save Skibidi somehow and rushes towards him like there's no tomorrow. And in my previous analysis, I already told you how plungerman should have been pretty unsure of his future ties with the Alliance, considering what the purple core showed him in his flashbacks. Now plungerman remembered that he used to be human, which was also served as an object for the experiments of the Alliance. And I bet this is not going to heat up his sympathies towards this organization. But still, he's not ready to give up his friends at all, as he still remains their loyal comrade. But does it mean that his loyalty will be spread on the other members of the Alliance? Well, I actually doubt that, but let's continue. So plungerman reaches the body of agonizing Skibidi, who is about to turn into zombie within just a few minutes. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the purple core with him, because he dropped it out of his hands in the previous episode after he was shown all the shocking images by it. And this core was right near Skibidi in this moment, who was about to pick it up, but then got attacked by the vicious drillman who tried to steal it. But the police mutant eternally prevented him from doing so, and the core is placed right next to him now. Plungerman desperately looks at his friend who's about to pass away due to the terrible effects of the Hephaestus core, and the police mutant understands what his brother wanted from him without any words. So he looks at Skibidi in pain with a soft smile on his face and says something which can be apparently translated as "Hold it in there, bro." And then he decides to act like a hero one final time. He takes the purple core, which whispers to him soul for soul, and it means that one person can be saved at the cost on another one who decides to sacrifice himself for that person. And the one who sacrifices his soul will be lost forever, and it won't be possible for him to return, even with the power of the purple core. And this is really heartbreaking because it means that it is the last time when we see the police mutant Chad. But I guess he decided that he would be a gone man anyways. But in this case, he'll manage to at least save his friend at the cost of his own life. Press F, guys. We won't ever forget you, brother. And then he gives his soul in exchange for Skibaldi's life. And by the way, in this moment, we can see the music theme named Vogel im Kaifig from Attack on Titan anime series, which makes this moment even more emotional. The soul of the police mutant enters the body of Skibaldi and brings his true entity back to life. We can see how he starts gasping for air as if he just got out of the water and then lies unconscious for a few seconds. But the magic of the Atlantis core works in the end, so he wakes up unharmed by any effects of zombie virus. And his first words were exactly the ones I said when I watched how Skibaldi had been bitten by the freaking drillman for the first time, and it made me laugh a bit. Welcome back, brother. I'm really happy to see you alive and well again. Plungerman hugs our buddy real tight, but the happiness of their reunion cuts to be quite short after Skibaldi finally notices the body of the fallen police mutant who gave his life in exchange for Skibaldi's. And then his petrified body gets split into hundreds of flower seed-like pieces, as if he was turned into ashes that got scattered by the wind. So at the very least, we know that the police mutant won't be another soulless guardian of this cave. And instead, he got to be finally free of all the earthly miseries he had. And after a moment of silence, both friends that remained to be alive started heading towards the entrance of this cursed cave as Plungerman took the core in his hand. And in this moment, we see the meme English or Spanish, and unfortunately for Out Buddies, they were already moving. So there is another tragedy for them, I guess. But in the next moment, we see something even worse than that. And it's the fact that our guys have been already surrounded by the whole freaking horde of zombies, which are just waiting to feast on their flesh. And take the purple core as well, of course. And to make things even worse, it also turned out that there was zombie Titan Drillman among this crowd of regular zombies who rose from the ground looking as terrifying as usual. But before Plungerman even got to think on some new strategy in such circumstances, a portal opens right in front of his face and the knight comes out of it. And based on his Giga Chad walk, he's totally ready for whatever is coming for him today. And well, zombie Titan Drillman seems to be really impatient, so he starts zooming towards the kite like a crazy cat who got dropped into the bowl of water. And by the way, in that scene, we can also see two references to Skibidi YouTubers called Zalel and Y Mike. And then we see a really sick scene where zombie Drillman tries to grab the knight with his giant hand after rushing on him like a crazy rhino, but the knight didn't even flinch. Instead, a new portal got opened behind his back, and the Drillman's arm got stopped by these metal claws who came out of this portal and entangled the infected Titan's whole body. And oh, dude, guess who that was? Of course, it was Astro Duchess, who seems to become another iconic character of the entire Skibidi toilet series, so it's no wonder that MonsterUp decided to include her in his zombie multiverse as well. And just as Astro Juggernaut, it seems to me that she's working on the same side with the Knight and the Alliance, and her goal is to exterminate the zombies as well. So she's our friend in this multiverse too, which is really cool to see. So she gets closer to the infected Titan with the really badass look on her face. And as he tries to bite her, or well, whatever he does, she replies with the bunch of thick lasers right into his body, and I bet that was pretty painful. The agonizing Drillman lashes out on her even more, and even thought his whole body was entangled real tight. Astro Duchess still cannot help but cringe away without even trying to hide her disgust. Or probably this guy just has a real stinky morning breath, and if that's the case, then I feel really sorry for you, girl. So she decides to punish this freak with one of his hands removed from his body completely. And then she decides to perform something even more spicy on him, despite the fact that the morning breath of zombie Titan Speakerman stinks really bad. She fixates his head with her powerful claws so that he couldn't even move it, and then she gently says something that sounds like, "Yes, shh," to him, and after that she gets to him to get one sweet little kiss. But don't be that quick to call this huge zombie guy Lucky my friend, because obviously this wasn't an ordinary kiss from some pretty girl at all. Instead, she revealed yet another powerful ability of hers, which is about poisoning your reckless enemy with the fatal kiss. Or I can say that it's not really a classic poison, but rather corrosion of an enemy's flesh. And as far as I can see in this episode, the longer the kiss lasts, the more terrible consequences of it are. And it's also possible that the whole body of an opponent that is being kissed gets weakened like crazy. And I'm not going to lie, this new ability of Astro Duchess in Zombie Universe series reminded me of the disgusting fatal kiss from the character called Devora from the 10th Mortal Kombat game, who was basically an insect. And with her kiss, she injected her poor enemies with cockroaches that ate their bodies from inside out. Sounds pretty gross, huh? But well, in Astro Duchess' case, she just corrodes the flesh of her enemy with this kiss, so we may even consider them pretty lucky. But it seems like our Astro girl didn't really want to waste all of her time on this guy alone. So she just weakens him with the kiss, and then throws his body away as she's got a lot of work beside him to do. And this work in question is these thousands of regular zombies that are also quite dangerous in such high numbers. And she gets ready all of her 4 weapons for these guys, and then starts flashing through their rows and literally burning them to the ground as if they were weed grass that needs to be removed or something like that. And then she starts laughing like an insane witch. And man, this girl really is something else, isn't she? And then, as if it wasn't enough already, she decides to act even crazier. So she starts blasting beams from her eyes and mouth while screaming like a ghost who came to harvest your soul. Meanwhile, Zombie Titan Drillman seems to finally come to his senses. He probably realizes that it wouldn't be enough of his regular powers to defeat such an enemy like Astro Duchess, so he starts growing up new improved parts on his body right at this moment. And it looks like he got more protective plates on himself that reminded me of the frozen lava that usually can be seen on volcanoes' openings. And I don't really know how exactly did Titan Drillman manage to get covered in such a thing. Maybe he was additionally upgraded by the Plague Doctor as well, so now he has this new ability. So it seems like there will be another fight between Zombie Titan Drillman and Astro Duchess. And I cannot wait for the new episode to see something so epic. Plus, let's not forget that the Knight and Plungerman are still here, and they will probably come to the aid of Astro Duchess if the things will turn really sour. But the episode actually ends on some really great cliffhanger, and let me explain it to you if you didn't really get what's going on in the end. We can see how some other huge drill zooms under the ground, and of course this is Drillman as well. And not the regular Drillman, but Titan Drillman. But if Zombie Titan Drillman is not underground but is already fighting Astro Duchess, then what kind of Titan we saw at the end of this episode? So do you guys remember Red Titan Drillman, who appeared in the earlier episodes and also several secret scenes? He was pursuing Plungerman, well at least that's what we used to think. But in fact he is pursuing not Plungerman but the Knight. Because Red Titan Drillman came here from completely different universe, and all that he wants is to get back to his home. He was summoned here to get someone to win this war, but he's actually not interested in this at all. At least that's what MonsterUp personally told me. So it is possible that we will see an incredibly epic fight in the beginning of the next episode, and I hope that Zombie Titan Drillman will be defeated for good. And I also hope that Red Titan Drillman will finally have a proper word with the Knight, and he either becomes our new ally, or at least gets back to his own universe, so he wouldn't suffer in this world any longer. And that was all for today. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so you will not miss my new cool videos. And also don't forget to leave your comment about what you think will happen in the future episodes of Skibidi Zombie series, because I'm always interested in what you guys have to say. And that was me. Ice a toilet. See ya!